Today we're going to be talking about coloring facial hair on your Semi Girl images. So today I'm going to be using this new digital stamp called Sweet Kisses Cody. And I thought it would be fun to kind of color them up to look like my husband, Mr. Semi Girl. Now with Valentine's Day coming up, it never hurts to get a head start, and coloring up a cute image like this to kind of look like you and your hubby, if your hubby's like mine with some facial hair, would be a nice little personalizing touch. Now we're going to be talking today more about technique rather than color, though I will be going over the colors as I go. But you can apply this to any kind of skin tone and any type of hair. So to get started, I'm just going to give him a really quick color on his face. And I'm going to have my light source coming from up here. So just really quick in general, because we're not really focusing on that part of the image. But you do want it obviously colored before you try to color his facial hair. So we're going to kind of do it in a few different steps, so you can kind of pick where you want to start and stop. I'll take you from having like that 3-day-old kind of scruffly look to a goatee, and then you can continue on all the way up until your man has a full beard, if that's what you're after. So that was E000. This is E00. Like I said, I'm just going to give him some basic shading, because you don't want to get this started until after you colored the skin, because just like I'm sure you know, if he's got shorter facial hair and not like some mountain man beard going on, you're gonna see the skin through that. So coloring the skin first is definitely your thing to do. Alright, this is 11. Like I said, I'm just doing a very quick, generalized sort of coloring. Because that's not really our focus today. Okay, and then I'm just going to step back and blend it back in. And then blend with my E000. Kind of all over. Okay, so without really worrying about shadows and stuff too much, that's what I'm ending up with. So, to get started, let's look at coloring the stubble. Now, if you got like 5 o'clock shadow, that's what I call stubble. If you've got the long weekend and I didn't care to shave look going on, that's what I call scruffle. And that's like scruffy stubble. So if you hear me say scruffle, that's what I'm talking about. That kind of longer look that goes from, you know, because stubble's like ouch sandpaper, and then scruffle's like prickly in that nice sort of way. So anyway, so to get that look, what I'm going to do is I'm going to take, and you can do this with any sort of similar material. This is just an old kind of nappy textured sock on the inside of the sock. You can do that with a washcloth or anything that just has that kind of nubby texture that you don't mind getting your Copics on and you want it to be clean. So I use the sock because then I can stick my finger in it and I can get a real pinpointed look and I know where I'm going with the end. So I'm going to take E55 and I'm going to just color right on my sock like that. Now if you want this to be very noticeable, wait until your skin tone dries before adding it. If you want a more subtle look, do it right after you've colored the skin and your ink is still wet. So I'm just going to kind of lightly kind of pounce it along his jawline. And you can always go back, add some more, and do it again until you've got the right amount of scruff for you. I'm going to turn that a little bit so I can get over the top of his lip. Now you want to do this before you color other things, because then if you get it in some spot you're not happy with, you can use your colorless blender to kind of clean that up. But if you wait to do it until the very end, then you might get unshaved scruffle on his clothes, or she might have a mustache. Alright, so that's kind of a stubbly look. If you have something a little more nappy, like I have a washcloth that's got slightly thicker naps on it, but I think it's in the washing machine, then that's another great choice. You can also use this technique to help you shade by doing the first color and then taking a slightly darker color and adding that on. So I'll do a little bit of that for you too. So I'm going to use E57. So Cody, you need to shave, boy. Unless that's why you're getting a lady, then maybe not. So there we go. He's got kind of his scruffly, stubbly look going on. So the next thing I'm going to show you how to do is to add a mustache. So for that, I'm going to take E53. Now this is slightly lighter than the stubble we added on, and that way you can kind of use it to work out where you want your mustache before you commit to it too hardcore. So you don't want to color your mustache on his lips, because that's just a little overly weird, unless you're going for full on November 30th mustache. So using little strokes like you would if you were coloring fur, you're going to go out from the nose in opposite directions. Simply because that's how it actually is. So, something like that. And then when you get a shape that you're happy with, then we'll come in with some darker colors. I'm going to use E55 and E57. And you do it again. And just like the hair, you're going to build up some texture. By doing the smaller strokes. Now while I'm using the E50s, like I mentioned, you can use whatever hair colors you like to use. This is E57. And I'll come back over that. With my lighter colors to kind of blend that in a smidge. Cody's looking super manly now. So, now he's got his mustachio going on with his 5 o'clock shadow. Now you can take it another step further. You can give him the little, I think it's the Fu Manchu, by going right under the lip and adding the little bit right there. And then just walking through those same steps like we did with the mustache. You want to use downward flicks from there. And if you're unsure of which way you should be going, that's when you call your husband into the room and you make him stand there while you look. He'll probably wonder why, or he'll be super flattered that you think he's a model. Alright, so then you can go over there. Next, you can take it to a full goatee, which is what my husband has. And you just keep going from there. Follow your mustache down. Kind of go along his jawline. Till you're happy with the shape. Once you're happy with it, then start coming back in with those other colors. So this is E55. And then E57. And then I'll go back with a little more E55 to blend it just a smidge. Oh, there's a full goatee. Then, if you want to, you can use those same steps to give him full-on beard. Now, you don't want to give him beard all the way up on his cheek. You kind of want to follow it from about the line or just below of his, where the middle of his mouth is, and then up so it kind of blends in where the sideburn is. So, same kind of idea. And then this side I'm just going to kind of fade out a little bit since you can't see the ear. And then E55. and then a 57. Same small strokes. Alright, and then blend it back in a little bit. And there you have it. So there's a lot of different looks that you can give him just by using the same technique over a few simple steps. So I hope you enjoyed this tutorial and you can use it to personalize your images a little bit more to your hubby for Valentine's Day. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.